Today we are going to see how to use carleslibs fast development libraries. Those are my libraries which are open source. You can see here the package, and you can check here the source code. I'm going to use PyCharm, and with the package I served sample file, which is this one, carleslibs demo, and this is a sample application. It's a very simple one. Basically prints a menu with a header and 3 options. One, see all the files in the local directory. Okay. We see all the files with a specific mask, like for example *.py or mem*. Okay. Interesting. So mem* should display all the files with the mask. There is a problem in here. Okay, I will investigate this one. So list files asking with this mask. Get all files or directories with the mask. Okay, that seems okay. There was no error. So let's see what happens here. Stop. Mask mem*. So okay. Okay. Okay, so glob doesn't return as anything. So probably it's something related to the path. Let's check the other option. Okay. Sorry, I wanted to check the audience. Cool. I wanted to make sure that it was streaming. Fantastic. Okay, so why glob is returning us no files in this case? That's an interesting case. So I'm gonna check the option number 1. Mask asterisk. Oh, I see. These files with mask. The mask that they added. Okay, let's try something. So if I say I'm gonna add a breakpoint in here to see what's the difference, because basically are doing the same. So okay, get all files directories with mask. Okay, so when we show all of them, we come in here, mask is asterisk, okay, and glob work perfectly. Okay, let's continue. And then when we say see all files with mask and the mask is asterisk, then F7 to step into, F8 to don't enter in here. So mask is also asterisk now. Okay, so now it's working. For asterisk works, it's something with the mask. Okay, I will work on this later. Okay, so for some reason doesn't like the mask. Which is strange. Let me run this without debug. Okay, this works. Oh, sorry. I will tell you what happened. What happened is that, as I said the other days, I'm using the left monitor, which is a full HD, and it's not my main monitor to code. And my main monitor is the 4K, where I have the OBS. And the problem is that I have to look to the left to a small monitor, and it's far. And I read MenuUtils, and it was MenuUtils, so I confused the N with an M because that's not my main monitor. So okay, so if we search for men asterisk, it will find it. So let me go back to the debug console. Let's run this thing. Okay, so when we list all files, all of these appear. See files with a specific mask. I will say men, not mem, men asterisk, and it finds MenuUtils. Okay, sorry for that. So and the third option is print menu the current time, which basically prints the local time in my computer and then the Unix epoch. Okay, let's take a look at the code. Finally, if we add an option that doesn't exist, like 5, it says that this option is not valid, so 0 to exit. So let's take a look at the code. carleslibs demo, okay. So here you can see the includes from the libraries. I'm not using all of them, but I will use subprocess now. And this is, here starts the fun. So we can build a menu like the menu we have had on here. This is built automatically by the program, and you only have to define an array with a tuple with the options from the menu. This is the first option. This field is for specifying if you want to differentiate like regular user or admin user. You can specify true in here. That will be an option for admin. For example, if I set to true, and here we are running the menu with no admin permissions, so we will see that the first option doesn't appear. It has been removed because I am not admin. But if I say that I'm admin, true, and rerun, then it will appear because it considers me admin, so I can see. Okay, let's go back. So this is false. And then we can specify the method that will handle this option from the menu, which makes it very convenient and very easy. So for example, to see all the files in the local directory, the method list files is the one that will be using it. So this method will be invoked when the user selects the option, so it's very, very handy. And when the user selects the option number 2, list files asking will be invoked. So in this case, list files asking, so we use from keyboard utils a method named ask for a string, and here you can pass the message to ask, the minimum length of the answer, the maximum length of the answer, if spaces are allowed, and if underscores are allowed. So the user can select a mask for the files with underscores, but not with spaces. I decided to go this way. And I allow to have a minimum length of 0. Why? Because if they don't enter a text, so mask will be empty, I will allow that and it will be catch, and basically we will return. And finally, for the current time, we call this method, and as you see, we are just calling from datetime utils get datetime, which prints the local time, and unique epoch. Get datetime allows some customizations, certain customizations, like we can specify the milliseconds or not. We can remove the space and colons if we want to use that date for that time for a file, for example, and we can remove the dashes, so to have something more compact. So for example, if we wanted to have, okay, if we wanted to have the milliseconds, and we wanted to have no spaces and colons, and we wanted to have no dashes, so that will be like that. Damn it, that's a bit annoying. So it will be like this instead. So it's not the case. So I leave as it was. Okay, so I'm going to add a new option, to escape to shell to execute a command. So as you can see here, we are preparing the dependency injections that are injected in the constructor. So I'm gonna simply define a new one, which I will call subprocess, and it will use the subprocess utils. I think, okay, perfect, doesn't require anything. So I'm gonna pass this as a new parameter, subprocess. Okay, I'm going to the constructor now. I'm gonna catch this one. Process equal subprocess. Okay. And I'm gonna add a new entry on the menu, so you see how easy it is. And for example, I will say show kernel version is not an option for the admin, and I will call it print kernel version. Okay, so I'm gonna create a new method which is named like this, and what I'm gonna do is just escape to shell, subprocess. For some reason it's not auto-completing, so I will have to use the old way. So I'm gonna run this method, which captures a standard input, a standard output, a standard error. Okay. I remove the self, obviously. So we will have the command shell convert to ASCII true, convert to UTF-8 no, and remove the semicolon. So I will have a command that will be uname a, and then I want to capture the output, and the output, we are going to have an error code, we are going to have an output, and we are going to have an error, the standard error. So I'm going to do this. Okay, and I prefer to have this like that, my personal preference. So I think it's more visually more appealing for me, more clear. Okay, so if we find an error code different from 0, then an error happened. In other case, and what we can do is hopefully we will have an standard error. So we'll see. And if everything goes well, we are gonna print the standard output. Okay, so let's run this now. So now we have a new version, which is show kernel version, and it displays the kernel version. If I had, instead of uname, I had added something that fail uname. I mean, this command obviously doesn't exist in my system, and not in ever. No system has that command. So I will get an error, show kernel version. So okay, that's the standard out error that was catch, file name not found. I could have choose not to display, but I wanted to display it. So as you can see, it's really easy to add new options to the menu. There is another interesting thing that you can create, like headers. For example, in list files asking, I think, let me rerun again to identify the place. Okay. Show kernel version. Why is printing this? 1 second. Here, get nice title. So the MenuUtils allow to produce a nice title like that. So in this case, and we choose to have the underscore, sorry, the dash as the character to fill just under the title, so making the appearance of a nice title. Okay, let me see now why this is being printed, because it should not. Maybe a bug, because but I never encountered that problem, which is strange. So the first iteration it works. Okay, so when we run the menu, the title is carleslibs demo main menu. Okay, so what happens if I see all the files? Oh, it seems like this is a bug. Okay, so we have found a bug. Fantastic. Okay, so I have to fix this, or I will fill a bug first. So let me do live. Okay, so I'm gonna fill a bug here on the issues. New issue. Component is MenuUtils. Gets updated. Okay, yeah, that's an issue. Okay, nothing to me. I will create a new label. I mark in red back. Okay, I select back and I create the issue. Cool, so it's issue number 1. I did not have any issue first, which is good and bad. So we can debug. I will debug a bit to see why this happens. Okay, let's close all the others. Close other tabs. MenuUtils. Run menu, I have the title. So I called run menu in here, in the main. Okay. Oh, I see what happens, and it's totally my fault. So totally bad practice by my side. So I reused the same variable name. So I overwrote the main title with the particular one. Okay, so that will be, let's do this. This will be item title or menu item title. That's what I dislike to use generic names. I prefer to use longer variables, but in this case I screw it. So okay, let's, is this one? Okay, oops, menu item title. Okay, no longer used. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this format for all of them, and I'm gonna use refactor in here. I did not use refactor in the previous one because the variable is used for more things, and I wanted to rename the ones that were not. Okay. Shift X6, I press Shift and F6, but you can do also from here refactor rename. So, all right. Yeah, code needs some love because there were some mistakes in here. Okay, this looks like working okay. Let's run it. Okay, so first iteration. Okay, that now it's working. Fantastic. Current time. Show kernel version. Here. Okay. So now it's fixed. I'm not overwriting the menu, but this is important enough, like to. I will release a new version. So I'm going to update the change log. Fixed. I think we do it like that, yeah. Overwrite and with from the menu. Okay, so I also updated the demo. So I will release this. Fantastic. Okay. I'm using a text document to copy this to the clipboard. Okay. Now commit. MenuUtils. This is the branch 108, which is under development. Okay, cool. So this is my bad as well, because I didn't have unit testing for the menus. So that overconfidence caused me a bug, and that's not nice. Cool. So that's all for this session. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Oh, Chef, you say code needs some tests. You are completely right. I will work on the tests on the next stream, and I will start from the scratch. So I don't want to do a too long session, so you don't get tired and I don't get super tired as well, but I will. Thanks.